Imagine an entire nation reduced to rubble in a matter of hours. That's exactly what happened when Hurricane Melissa unleashed its fury on Jamaica, leaving behind a trail of devastation that has experts calling it one of the worst disasters in the island's history. But here's where it gets even more alarming. After ravaging Jamaica, Melissa didn't stop. It barreled into Cuba, threatening to wreak havoc all over again. And this is the part most people miss. This isn't just a natural disaster. It's a stark reminder of how human-driven climate change is supercharging storms like never before. Hurricane Melissa didn't just hit Jamaica, it transformed the island into a disaster area, as declared by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Ferocious winds, extreme rainfall, and catastrophic flooding left neighborhoods submerged, power grids crippled, and thousands displaced. The storm, packing sustained winds of 185 miles per hour, 298 kilometers per hour, was the most intense tropical cyclone to strike Jamaica in nearly 2 centuries. To put it in perspective, Melissa's winds doubled from 70 miles per hour to 140 miles per hour in just one day, a rapid intensification that climate scientists attribute to the warming of the world's oceans, fueled by human activity. Controversially, this raises the question, are wealthy, high-polluting nations doing enough to support vulnerable island countries bearing the brunt of the climate crisis? The damage was staggering. In western Jamaica, the Category 5 storm ripped roofs off buildings, flipped cars like toys, and uprooted trees by their roots. Photos revealed roads buried under gravel and earth, and entire communities cut off from aid. Local government minister Desmond Mackenzie described it as one of the worst experiences Jamaica has ever encountered. With nearly 15,000 people in shelters and over 530,000 without electricity, the island's infrastructure was left in tatters. Alexander Pendry of the British Red Cross warned that the long-term impact on communities would be shattering and long-lasting. But Jamaica wasn't the only victim. Even though Haiti wasn't in Melissa's direct path, floods triggered by the storm killed at least 10 people, with the Laodiga River overflowing and sweeping away residents in Petit Gulf. Meanwhile, Cuba braced for impact as Melissa, now downgraded to a Category 3 storm, made landfall on its southern coast. President Miguel Díaz-Canel reported extensive damage and urged citizens to stay vigilant. Over 735,000 people were evacuated in Santiago de Cuba alone, as forecasters warned of catastrophic consequences. Here's the controversial part: while Caribbean leaders have called for reparations, aid or debt relief, from wealthy, polluting nations, the response has been slow. Is this a matter of environmental justice, or are these calls unrealistic? As Melissa moves toward the Bahamas, debate rages on. What do you think? Should industrialized nations take greater responsibility for the climate crisis impacting vulnerable regions? Let's discuss in the comments.